All right, welcome back, Patriots. All right, there's new Q post, but I literally opened up my Twitter and I came across a very interesting thread from Tommy G. I'll probably cover the Q post later today, but I don't know. I just read the first two, posts on this thread, and I was like, you know what? This sounds very interesting. I'm gonna have to post this. Again, use your own discernment. Let's check it out. Let's dive in. No pun intended. Okay. All right. So here you go. Tommy G's pretty cool. He does, I think he's been cute a couple times. I'm not sure. Probably. I'm pretty sure he has. But, alright, so emergency. Screen record this immediately. I'm very drunk right now. And, but I think I just broke something big about the drownings in Jersey. I did not hear about that. So, he'll explain it. Or he says, I just wasted 3 hours of my life. Circulate this because my account may get zapped for this. Alright, so this is new, right? So I'm going through this. I just read that and then the second one, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna record this and share it because you never know. Maybe he's on to something. But alright, so here he says, here's a breakdown of the rabbit hole I just went down in 6 parts about this murder in Jersey and the ties to the evil empire. Yes, the girl that died was not the girl from Gates, but just watch. Alright. Don't forget, I'm hammered. Okay, so this could be everything or nothing. Laugh out loud, right? Alright, so he's hammered, I guess, but probably was just like, what the hell? What did I just read? What did I just go through? So I guess we'll go, again, use your own discernment. But let's check it out.
Okay. It is 6:48 in the morning. I was going to bed at 3:48 in the morning. And, fell down a fucking rabbit hole. Alright, so I'm gonna try and speak fast. I'm gonna try and film this well. It's not gonna be easy because I'm fucking hammered right now. I don't even know what I just fucking ran across. So this all started with a tweet from earlier where I quote tweeted this lady, Darlene, Jers3y, and she wrote something about the people who died in New Jersey, right? So here's the tweet. She was U.S. program officer at Bill Gates Foundation, oversaw $17 billion in federal grants and budgeting spending, blah, 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 blah. 8-year-old girl, her mother and grandfather drowned in their new home swimming pool. What the fuck? 3 people died in a swimming pool? Like, that's the fucking most insane shit I've ever heard. And then when you tie it to Bill Gates, obviously we got another Bill Gates murder on our hands here. But, so what I did before I posted this, because this could be a screenshot, I always like to check it. So what I did is I went and searched and made sure there was a real article, which there was. This was a real, 3 people really died. You can see here, 8-year-old girl, her mother, grandfather, East Brunswick, New Jersey. I'm going to go kind of fast here because it's not important. You can look this up on your own. It is legit, right? So it's a legit article. Great. I know I'm not posting a Photoshop. The name of the girl, I went and checked that. The name of the girl added up, matched up with the name of the girl from the Gates Foundation. So we were good. So I basically was like, all right, we're done. I'll just post it. Keep in mind, I didn't claim it as my own. I just quote tweeted it. They're not even trying to hide it all anymore. Pointed down to Darlene. Sorry, Darlene, I'm hammered. But, just, doing my job. I fact checked it. I don't like posting fake news. So I did my little bit of effort. I'm busy as fuck. I don't have time to spend 10 hours researching every article. It was retweeted by people that I respect. So I made sure to do my little research, give her the credit, go on my way. Well, my comments just started blowing up. I don't even know if I can find them. But there was a bunch of comments in here, just Tommy, fact check better. What the hell? This isn't fake. So it ends up turning out, I can't find it. It ends up turning out that the girl that died, the Bill Gates girl, you can see it. Good Lord, Tom, took 90 seconds to fact check this. And there was a bunch of those, right? So the girl that died, the 33-year-old, turns out not.
Okay, so that was number 2. Let's go to number 3. He continues.
Over with fake news by accident. I'm going to have to dig because I know this is a murder. Not to be racist, but it's an Indian couple, Indian family, and most Indians are either doctors or in pharmaceuticals. So I start digging. New breaking 911 article comes out. That new article here came out about 9 hours ago. And they talk about that same family, because the only logical way that 3 people could die in an above ground swimming pool is if they were electrocuted. So it says they weren't electrocuted. So, I mean, read this about this pool. The pool was 3.5 feet deep, but there was a portion that was 7 feet deep, but most of it was 3.5 feet. Even if you're 5'5", if you reach up, you can grab a 7-foot edge on a pool and save yourself. Like, what the fuck are... And then they said 3 people, it appears that the victims can't swim. The fuck you got a pool in your backyard if you can't swim? It doesn't make any sense. And how can you not get out of 7 feet of water if there's 3 of you in there? I could see if the 8-year-old jumped out. It just makes no sense. I don't need to fucking explain this. Fucking a family of 3 isn't drowning in a motherfucking puddle. Okay? So can we move on? Good. So that's bullshit. This was a murder. Something's going on. This is weird. So now I start digging through the comments and I find a couple people who post this. I will give Crystal the credit. I apologize if anyone else posted it, but a few people did post this. She finds Bharat Patel, pharmaceutical professional, very in line with Bill Gates, Next Gen MD, Fairleigh Dickinson, East Brunswick, New Jersey. East Brunswick, New Jersey, and East Brunswick, New Jersey. This is the dude, okay? If there is another Bharat Patel from East Brunswick, New Jersey, who's in the field that seems like it would be a fucking pharmaceutical field that Bill Gates would be involved in, I'll eat my fucking hat. So I'm assuming at this point, hammered at fucking 6:50 in the morning right now, that this is the guy, right? So now it gets interesting. So the first thing I do is I go Google Next Gen, and I try to find out what the fuck's going on with Next Gen MD. So I Google Next Gen, what comes up? But an article, I Googled Next Gen Bill Gates, obviously, to make sure, see if there's a tie. Bill Gates, blah, 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 we'll do command.
Right, let's move on to the part 4.
Because I might wake up and think this is... I can't even type. I can't even see. Next, okay? This could be a total waste of time because I might wake up and think this is fucking just all wrong. But, so I Google Next Gen climate, right? For Bharat. I think it is absolutely has to be clean energy. Or also, I said Steyer. Now we're talking about Tom Steyer, Jim Steyer, Bill, Tim, fucking who cares? Tom and Jim were in the WikiLeaks article. They were boys with Gates and all those other people. They were the walnut sauce pedophiles, okay? So we know Tom Steyer's a pedophile. He was also running for president of San Francisco-based Next Gen Climate. So I'm going to make a safe assumption that this is one of those Steyers. Keep in mind, I was doing research. I was ready to go to bed. I was going to do this again tomorrow. And then I hit a fucking mic drop moment and figured I got to get this up before they come kill me. So Next Gen, there's a connection. Cool. I didn't stop there, though. I was about to. Luckily, Jameson was my friend, and I kept going. So let me back out a little bit here as I shake. So I started digging into Bharat, okay? Found his LinkedIn profile. This is the same one that Crystal posted. And you can see here, Next Gen, CEO, Vice President. This dude's pretty powerful. He seems to be since 1981, the dude's either been a VP or a CEO of every company he seems to have been with. So I was about to dig into all these other ones. I dug into Thurigen. Thurigen, where's that one? It's here. Here's Thurigen. Basically, our company creates non-invasive technologies that deliver therapeutic blah, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck, right? So it's another technology, pharmaceutical type company, which would make sense for a guy who's in that industry. So I start digging a little bit further. And these are the cameras I was going to buy for my house because of what I just found at the end. That'll make sense in a second. So I keep digging a little bit further. And I go to Barat's profile, education, Pune, Indiana. Remember this, University of Pune. That seems very weird. 4 interests, pharma companies, was about to dig into all those. But let's see if there's any other Bharat Patels on here. I mean, fucking East Brunswick, guy died in East Brunswick. What are the chances? But why not check just in case? I do check. There are many more, but one caught my interest. Here's Bharat Patel, CEO of NextGen MD. This one.
All right, let's move on to number 5, right? Yeah, I think it's 5. All right, so.
On before, not sure how many people write their name in all lowercase, but this one's from Tacoma, Washington. Very interesting. NextGen, Fairleigh Dickinson. NextGen, Fairleigh Dickinson. Bharat Patel, East Brunswick, Tacoma. Let's dig into this one. This one's got a whole profile. You guys can read that on your own and go find it. I'll put the links in. NextGen, 8 years. NextGen, 8 years. Same dude. This is the same dude. Unless there's another Bharat Patel who worked at NextGen for 8 years, that would be the same coincidence as another Bharat Patel living in fucking East Brunswick. So, a couple different companies on here too. There's Therabar and Orgasic. And here is Fusion, which wasn't on there. So I was going to look for the ones that don't fit. So Fusion was where I was going next. All right, haven't even gone there yet, Anons. You guys could do that. Education, Pune. Same dude, right? Here's the interesting part. We have volunteer experiences here for Tacoma, Bharat. Ekal Vidyalaya, whatever the fuck that is. So here's Ekal Vidyalaya. I click this fucking thing. And it's a fucking school for children. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it involve children? It always has to involve children. Foreign children especially. That's who they like to traffic. So we go here, another article about this foundation that's rapidly growing. 100,000 school target, of course. Bharat, here he is. But he's got a different last name here. Shri, Narendra, Modi, maybe it's a different Bharat. I don't fucking know. If you're Indian, you may know if this shit's normal or not. But just another oddity. Just another thing that's weird. So I start digging into Ekal, and what do? I go into Ekal Vidyala, and I Google Ekal Vidyada Clintons, because obviously if there's a murder, it's got to be tied to the Clintons. And guess what comes up? I hit that in Google, and I find out this, which I'll zoom out and read for you. This commitment will build 1,000 primary schools in rural India communities through partnerships with Ekal Vidyala. What's odd is Ekal Vidyala, this is the only thing you can find on the internet. You can't find ECK. Or for some reason in the bio, which has the wrong state.
All right, and we'll move on to the last part. I guess there's a 7. I thought he said 6 parts. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, again, he said he was hammered, so he probably just forgot, like, oh shit.
Odd, just weird, but it's the same place. Guess what website I'm on? ClintonFoundation.org. The Clinton Foundation has been working with Ekal Vidyala Foundation, which is Bharat Patel, who went to Fairleigh Dickinson. He has volunteered there. Volunteer services, we know that's how they funnel the money, always through the charities, through the volunteer service. That's always how they do it. 19 years he's been there. Since 2001, this dude is the fucking vice president of this foundation. And then if you scroll to the right here, you'll notice since 2001, the Clinton Foundation has worked to improve lives around the world. The Clinton Foundation, since 2001. Bharat, since 2001. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, so this dude that just died in this house in a puddle with his whole family, and they were screaming as they were drowning, and no one knows what the fuck happened or why it happened, in East Brunswick, who he has a profile from East Brunswick, There's another profile from Washington. In the profile from Washington, his volunteer services in Venezuela. He's tied to Gates. The Clinton Foundation does a lot of work with this charity, huge amount of work with this charity. Like, we're good. We're done. Like, that should be enough right there. But interests is weird, too, because the other Barat from East Brunswick, he has 4 interests, pharma, whatever. Didn't even dig into them yet. You guys can dig into this shit tomorrow. This guy has a lot more interests. Interesting. Fusion. Got to dig into that. Got to find out what that is. These other ones that aren't on the main one, we got to find out who Sally is, all that. Let's go to see all. Interests. Bill Gates. Right there at the top. Not sure how many more tie-ins we need to Gates and the Clintons, but it is almost 7 o'clock in the morning, and my work is done here, so I'm going to go buy my security cameras to make sure that I don't get murdered, and if I do, you guys will know about it. But I think we just cracked a murder here, boys and girls, and I think it's the Clintons and Bill Gates that are involved in it, and I think it's built around COVID, because you could see here, all right, here it is. I don't know what was going on there. I found it now. So here is the non-for-profits helping to fight the pandemic, Ikal Vidlayaya Foundation. Ikal Vidlayaya Foundation, looking to fight COVID. So we have COVID, we have non-for-profits, we have Clintons, we have Gates, we have Murder in a Puddle, and we have an Indian guy who's got multiple accounts, and we have small children. Now we have a story. Anons, you take it from here. I'm done. TG, out. Let's go.
All right, so there you go. And then, number 8, go to workathons. Tell me if I'm crazy, because I'll be sleeping as you respond. So share this with the big accounts to circulate, and follow me on Instagram and Parler at Tommy G Patriot, in case Jack zaps me when I wake up. I don't know. That was very interesting. He may very well be onto something. Like, wow, like all the times there you go. It's like, come on, like Clinton Foundation, this guy worked for the, like what? And then Bill Gates, like, it's all connected, people. It's a big, big, big web. Number 9. Oh yeah, me and Aubrey Huff dropped a new podcast too, so check that out while you're here. All right. And there you go. So I'm recording this, so here's, I can literally be like, hey, look, this was his tweet, unless YouTube deletes this video that I make. I like to go on record stating I'm not suicidal. Never have been and never would commit suicide. Also, I've back tested it, and it's physically impossible for me to overdose on anything. Alright. So, he's being humorous about it, but you never know. I also think the Clintons, Gates, and the cabal elites are all just misunderstood. Alright, I don't know. Alright, that's alright. Well, that's it. That was it. That's just what I wanted to share with you. I just read his first post and then saw the second video, and I'm like, you know what? I need to share this. And then it was all fairly new to me as I'm recording this, so we kind of went through this together. So, it's just something I don't know, very interesting. I don't know. Yeah, again, use your own discernment. Obviously, he was hammered, which was very funny. But nonetheless, he went digging, did the research, went down another maybe possible Klinton Gayets Foundation murder. The ties are there. The ties are, he showed it. So yeah, just never another very interesting Twitter thread there by Tommy G. He does good work, All right, and with that, this is Untitled 82 signing off. God bless.